Hey everyone, in today's video I'm going to be bleaching the hair on this mannequin that I have right here. There's already some highlights, but we are going to be bleaching out every single hair as blonde as we can get it. And I have right here a very large bowl of bleach. And oh, I thought that was 40 volume, but apparently it's only 10 volume. Well, we're gonna use it anyway. It's probably good actually that it's only 10 volume because I don't have any gloves. And I really should be wearing gloves when I do this. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. And just in case anyone is going to comment that I missed some of the hairline, I'm going to come back later and go around the hairline to ensure that every single hair is covered by bleach. This is one of my very favorite things to do as a hairstylist, is to bleach the hair. It's very satisfying. I used to have very light bleach blonde hair myself, and as you can see now, even though it's kind of hard to see me through this mannequin, my hair is very dark because I colored it dark. But if you look at some of my older videos, you'll see that I used to have very light hair. Or even if you go on my Instagram, which I will link that, or I'll put the name of my Instagram handle in the description box below, in case you're interested and want to check that out. I'm going to mix a little bit more peroxide in. because the mixture feels a little bit dry. You don't want it to be too thick because then it dries out and it doesn't, the product only lightens the hair when it's still wet. Once it dries, it stops working. But you don't want it too liquidy either, because if it's too liquidy, then it's like the bleach is diluted with too much peroxide. So it's really important to get the perfect balance of bleach and peroxide. And I am doing a scalp to ends application where I am lifting or putting the color on the roots first, and then once I have that done, I'm going to come through and pull it towards the ends. Sometimes with bleach, people do different methods of application to prevent the roots from getting way lighter than the rest of the hair. But for this video and for this non-human mannequin head, I think the way I'm doing it will be perfectly fine. I don't really like putting it on the ends first and then coming back to the roots because I feel like that's too messy. I've actually never done it with bleach though, so maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But anyway, this is how we're doing it today. And besides, because it's a mannequin head and not a live human head, the mannequin heads don't produce heat like humans' scalps do. One thing about bleach, though, is it does expand as it oxidizes. So that helps to ensure that every hair gets covered, even if you miss a very small spot. It's still possible to miss a spot and have it remained uncolored, but the fact that the bleach expands really helps. Plus, I may, while this is still on, mix up another bleach mixture with 40 volume and apply it over this mixture. I wouldn't necessarily recommend to do that on a real human head, but since this is a mannequin, it's not really that big of a deal. And I might be missing a few pieces because I can't see what I'm doing very well because I'm trying to have it focus on the camera. So I do apologize if I'm missing any sections, because I'm the kind of person where I don't like anything to be missed. When I was a kid, and if people were coloring with markers, I wouldn't like it even if there was just a tiny dot of white paper that didn't get colored that should have been colored. It's perhaps an obsessive thing, but it is what it is. Maybe it's actually kind of a good thing that I mix this with 10 volume and not 40, because my hands aren't burning very bad at all. I'm used to it though, even if it was, but you really should not be coloring your hair, especially with bleach, if you're not wearing gloves. You should always wear gloves when working with these types of chemicals. Okay. This section is a little bit dry because I didn't mix in more peroxide until after I did the roots on this side. It's okay. And I want to warn you guys, it's very dangerous to bleach your hair. Even if you get it done at a salon, but especially if you're doing it at home and you're not maybe sure what you're doing, because it literally can turn the hair into gum. Like, if this were not a mannequin head, I probably would not be bleaching the hair out like I am on the mannequin, because this hair has been previously processed several times. So, extreme caution is advised. And it's also really not recommended to massage this in, because it can blister the scalp. But I've literally seen people have their hair turn into gum. Literally gum, like cotton candy gum. If you've seen it before, you know what I'm talking about. From too much bleach. So even though it's very satisfying to put bleach on things, well, hair, it's very, can be very dangerous. I'm being a little sloppy right now, but I am running out of product, and you want to make sure that enough product is used, or else the mixture could dry out and not lift the hair properly. Even if everything's done perfectly, there's still so much risk associated with it, both in the integrity of the hair, and sometimes the hair just doesn't lift very light. Never do this if this were a live human head. Like, never massage it in like this. Although it is sort of satisfying. I don't know if you can tell, if any lightening of the hair has occurred, but I will show you guys what this mannequin head looks like when it is all done and the bleach has been rinsed out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix up another mixture of bleach with 40 volume and apply that over what I just applied. Since I didn't realize that I had used 10 volume until I had already mixed it up. And again, I would not recommend doing it like this on a live person,